for you. Do you follow the federal Liberal leadership race at all?
A little bit. I sent you a clip this week about Chrystia Freeland and the baloney she was spouting. And you said she's either a liar or she's really dumb. Chrystia Freeland.
Yeah.
Why?
I'd have to rewatch the clip. What was the clip about? What was she saying?
She was spouting off about something. You can play it. It's on your WhatsApp. Play it for the podcast here. Go to your...
Oh, man. No, it's so painful. Here, well, I can try. One sec. Did you send it on WhatsApp?
Yeah. It's the last...
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Can you just put it
by
to your mic?
She's pretty hard to listen to, guys.
I say that it is extremely important for Liberals not to parrot conservative talking points. The reality is Canada is not broken. The reality is Canada has a strong fiscal position, a AAA credit rating, the lowest debt and deficit in the G7, an economic recovery from the COVID recession, which is much stronger and faster than Harper's recovery from the 2008 recession. 17 months rather than 24. There is work.
There's work to do.
Canada is not broken?
No, Canada is broken to some degree. There's lots of great
40%
things.
of our people that work here are in government?
Yeah, that she wouldn't look at that as broken. I think the real misnomer, like even when they talk about comparing coming out of the Great Recession or whatever in 08, well, first of all, to be fair, I would argue that we probably did too much money printing even then, that Harper was probably a little loose and avoided hard times. The thing is that the real hard times in Canada, there again, I could be really wrong. Happy to be, hopefully I am really wrong.
They're still coming.
I still think they're coming. I think that this whole delaying and fictitiously propping, like when they talk about our GDP and how our GDP is doing, our GDP, like we are in a recession if you don't include.
For someone that has no idea what GDP is, can you explain GDP?
Oh, it's the gross domestic product. It's basically the health. If you had your family budget, it'd be like the output of your family and all the income and stuff. It'd be like that for the whole country. And you don't want that to be going negative. And it's going negative in Canada. If we didn't have massive amounts of immigration, we would be in a serious deficit. And the reason that is because we don't make anything in Canada. And you alluded to it with your comment about government, and lots of government positions are very important. So don't hear me like I'm not trying to say they're not. It's just that government workers are not creating anything. They're not, they might well, there again, you got to be, you want to be careful paintbrushing, but they're not building, they're not creating things. They're not building, they're maintaining, they're fixing stuff. Maybe there are a lot of regulating, a lot of code stuff, things that make buildings way more expensive.
Everything that the money comes from to fund anything that's government doesn't come from the government.
No, it comes from somebody else working, making something that is paying taxes. Now, granted, they pay back a good chunk of their own wage because they are all salaried employees. But yeah, there's really no, we have a productivity issue in our country, like a really big issue. And thankfully, we have an insane amount of natural resources like oil in the ground that we sell to to Trump, who I guess technically he should be putting big tariffs on it and making his energy. I think he was going to exclude oil maybe, because he didn't want to have inflation get too out of hand in the U.S., but we'll have to circle back and check on that next week. The tariffs are coming, by the way. Now he says March 4th. I don't think he's sincere. I think it's complete posturing. I don't even know how you would, there again, I'm naive. There's probably people that are listening that are very smart about this stuff and understand it. I don't know how you would all of a sudden start charging tariffs on everything overnight, in less than 30 days. I import stuff every day, and the CBSA, which is the government body that regulates stuff coming across the border, they introduced this new software. It's called CARM, and it's replacing a more antiquated system. It's actually awesome once you figure it out. So it is probably a move for the better. And I knew it would be once I understood it, but they did 3 attempts to roll it out, and they kept delaying it. And that was one little one change of just how the paperwork was done of something that was already being done. So to implement, hey, now our government's going to somehow start charging all these companies that are importing and make them pay 10%, 25%. Some things are exempt. When is it exempt? Are people just going to start being dishonest with how they fill out the form? In my case, there again, some people disagree with this, but it feels like it's the honor system at the border. I just do it. I'm just doing it the way I'm supposed to do it. And the things that I'm bringing across don't have tax anyways, because they're agricultural products. So they're exempt of GST. But yeah, there's a lot, you're somewhat self-regulated there. And I'm thinking, okay, how is this going to play itself out when all of a sudden there's a 25% bill on everything that comes in. And ultimately, it's going to be passed down to the consumer. And when consumers pay more, it's inflationary. So it's going to be my personal belief, and I would harp on it more if I use social media a lot, but like I think we're heading into a period of stagflation, which will be reminiscent of the early 80s where things are still increasing in price. Even now, if you go get a build quote on something, or if you're part of, like I'm part of all these nonprofits, we're thinking of doing stuff. Everybody's like, we better do it now. It's going to cost more soon, right? Like that's a dangerous, you don't want people thinking like that. And the Bank of Canada says they don't want people thinking like that. And so I think that tariffs will create more of that. While at the same time, our economy it feels to me like we're heading into people have less and less money.
I think most of the pain though that is happening or going to happen is because of just really, really poor fiscal
reckless
management.
spending, reckless spending at all levels of government.
Yes.
And the thing is, even if you look, let's say
we can't control our own stuff here in Canada. Why? It's so frustrating. I think often about running for office. Not that would change anything, but it's like I want to change this crap. It's so infuriating. Anyways, if you want to be part of helping my campaign for Prime Minister, let me know. We're heading into overtime.
Yeah, I have a question for you in overtime.
Okay, what's the question?
It's about Ukraine and about Trump.
Okay, we'll talk about it in overtime. If you want to watch overtime, go to patreon.com/furiouslycurious. You can also watch it on Apple Podcasts or on Spotify. Appreciate you guys listening. As always, please like, comment, share, subscribe. I appreciate that. Get the word out on the show. And see you guys next week.
Have a great week.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed that episode and were blessed by it, would you be willing to support the show? That would help a lot in creating more content, improving the quality of the content, putting the production value, getting more guests on, and me being able to spend more time and energy towards it. So if you're interested in doing that, you can click up here and it'll take you to a support page. But you can also subscribe to the podcast by clicking over here and doing that. Thanks again for listening, and I'll catch you on the next one.